Welcome to the 29th Annual Caribbean American Heritage Awards Gala, a celebration of excellence and service. Tonight, we proudly celebrate the achievement of 9 distinguished Caribbean nationals. Haitian, Eric Adolphe, a technology-savvy executive with over 30 years of success in building high-growth firms, including artificial intelligence and machine learning, quantum encryption, and blockchain distributed ledger technology to solve complex social, public safety, and national security challenges. Jamaican, Dr. Trisha Bailey, CEO of Bailey Medical Supplies, Bailey Pharmacy, and Bailey Scrubs. Dr. Bailey is transforming the medical supply ecosystem in the US, making her the wealthiest Jamaican woman to this date. Guyanese, Bihari Lal, franchise owner of Denny's Brooklyn and Jackson Heights, managing director of Jito's Farmers Market, and president of Blue Water at Brooklyn Terminal Market. Trinbagonian, Professor Carol Boyce Davies, the Frank H.T. Rhodes Professor of Humane Letters at Cornell University, author of several books, and former president of the Caribbean Studies Association. Trinbagonian Ainsley Gill, founding CEO of Nikwan Energy, is an energy industry veteran and seasoned entrepreneur with more than 20 years of experience in international government relations, financing, business development, information technology, and management consulting. Guyanese, Stacey Mollison, President and CEO of Libra Management Group, a global strategic sourcing and management consulting firm. Ms. Mollison provides entrepreneurship, executive leadership, and government contracting training to individuals and small businesses. Jamaican Dwight Thanos Smith, Chief Visionary Officer and lead inventor at Paragon VTOL Aerospace, a pioneer in the vertical takeoff and landing aerospace industry, creating technological breakthroughs and decarbonizing transportation. Trinidad and Tobago's Joanne Francis, an internationally known steel pan performer and music educator. Her music delivers that special extra that separates her from even the greats and catapults listeners into a unique and exceptional place. Jamaican Derek Ducky Simpson, the Gong Gong Gully, is the founder and leader for reggae's Black Uhuru, one of the most recognized and prolific reggae bands for over 45 years. Tonight's gala host is Emmy Award-winning television news journalist Ava Joy Burnett, with backstage interviews by Abby Charles and the announcer, yours truly, Monique McSween. Stay tuned. The celebration begins right after this short break. Welcome back to the 29th Annual Caribbean American Heritage Awards Gala. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Ava Joy Burnett.
Hello. Hi. You guys are acting like you haven't seen each other in 3 years. Wait a minute, you have not. So welcome, everyone. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished members of the Diplomatic Corps, honorable elected officials, friends and family. Welcome, 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 welcome to the 29th Annual Caribbean American Heritage Awards, a production of the Institute of Caribbean Studies. So I'm a little bit nervous because we haven't been doing this in a while. A lot of the events that I've done over the last 3 years, they've been virtual, so I haven't had to wear the heels, kind of like breaking them in a little bit. But just to tell you guys a little bit about myself, I'm Ava Joy Burnett. I'm a news reporter in Baltimore. at the CBS station there, WJZ. Any Baltimoreans in here? Whoop, whoop. But before any of that, I'm a Yachty. I was born and raised in Jamaica. Boop, 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 boop. And it's a part of my core. It's a part of who I am. And like many of you guys, I could switch the accent on and off. I guess we could say, we're part of the original code switchers. And I'm so absolutely honored to be here today. It's my great pleasure and honor to serve as the host of this hallowed celebration and tradition in American history and culture. And yes, American history and culture, because we are a part of this great land that we're sitting in. Amen. The Caribbean American Heritage Awards honors the legacy of our ancestors who, like so many, journeyed north in search of full freedom to become all they imagined themselves to be. Their names are legendary: Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, Harry Belafonte, Shirley Chisholm, and that's just to name a few. So everyone, we really are sitting and standing in really good company. All of these people paved the way for us, and so we're really grateful to be here tonight. Tonight, the CARAH Awards pays tribute to the excellence embodied in the lives and accomplishments of our honorees. These awards shine a light, and rightfully so, on the contributions of the Caribbean immigrants to this country over the years, over the decades. The CARAH Awards set the standard. So, as I said already, I am so extremely pleased to be here for this occasion, to return to the live format where we're all in person. So I came down from Baltimore, I left around 3:30, took me about 90 minutes to get here, okay? Thanks to the DC traffic and the 295. But I'm just so happy to be here with you all today, to see everyone in person and to really honor these people who are blazing the path, who are paving the way, who are making a name for themselves and doing things in honor of our culture. So, at this moment, we are going to welcome our Gala chair, Jason Martin. He is a man that embodies all of the qualities that we really live up to. We have really unique cultures, don't we? You could talk to someone and you know that they're from somewhere different because their accent is a little bit different, and sometimes we could pick up on where they're from, but we all have that uniqueness and that unique bond because we're all children of the Caribbean. So Mr. Jason Martin, he embodies all of these qualities. Jason moved to New York with his family as a teenager, much like I did. I was 13 when I came here. Today, he's a managing director of MCCG Group, a New York-based real estate development company with branches in Guyana and Ghana. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Jason Martin.
Warm Caribbean welcome to the 29th Annual Caribbean Heritage Awards, and to Your Excellencies and honorable elected officials, ladies and gentlemen, I want to note the presence of former President Samuel Hines of Guyana, Ambassador to the United States, and other ambassadors and excellencies. The CARAH Awards has become an American tradition. Like Juneteenth, National Caribbean Heritage Month, by way of this occasion, we celebrate our heritage and culture, our values, and the seeds of our ingenuity, determination, and resilience. I'm pleased to serve again as the chair of the 2022 edition. For the past 2 years, we've had to settle for getting dressed from the neck up to sit in front of the small screen and enter the metaverse. I must commend the production crew, who during COVID were agile enough to pivot and keep us connected. It was a challenge, but I want to thank those who helped ICS to bring us through the valley that was the COVID lockdown period. Allow me to thank our sponsors, Burt Smith & Company, led by George Willie, a CARAH Award honoree class of 2009. Federal Management System, led by Aubrey Stevenson, also a CARAH awardee of honoree of 2001, who year after year steps in to help ICF keep things going. We could not do it without you. Thank our advertising and kind partners, the Image Band, who are always here, Dr. Winston Smith, Carib Nation TV, Boom Audio, Power Hours Limited, occasions in KUS, Attorney General Eric Holder, scientists like Dr. Swinburne Augustine, entrepreneurs like Earl Graves, healthcare giants like Dr. Velma Scantlebury, artistes like Cicely Tyson and Jimmy Cliff, and the list just goes on, to include the people we honor this evening.
At this moment, we would like to have Ms. Danielle Deckler, who is representing the Office of Vice President Kamala Harris, to come on up and speak with us.
Good evening. What a joy it is to be here with you tonight. Thank you so much for the warm welcome. I'm Danielle Decker. I work in the Office of Vice President Kamala Harris, who would have loved to have been here tonight, and unfortunately she couldn't, so she asked me to come and read a letter that we wrote for you today. This is on behalf of the Vice President. I extend my greetings and gratitude to all of the honorees, leaders, and supporters of the Institute of Caribbean Studies as you convene in Washington, D.C. for the 29th Annual Caribbean American Heritage Awards. Since 1993, the Institute of Caribbean Studies has worked tirelessly to uplift the voices and needs of Caribbean Americans and immigrants. Thanks to you and your work, including your efforts to elevate Caribbean American Heritage Month and advance civic and participation, ICS continues to strengthen communities and democracy. Our administration is proud to forge the next chapter in the special and enduring relationship between the United States and the Caribbean region, one based on common bonds, shared values, and generations of families who have called our nations home. As Vice President of the United States, and as someone deeply proud of my own Caribbean American heritage, I thank you for all that you do to strengthen our nation. And to tonight's honorees, thank you for proving once again that through big dreams, hard work, and unwavering optimism, we can secure a future filled with opportunity and prosperity for us all. From Vice President Kamala Harris. Thank you so much again.
Well, good evening, everyone. Good evening. My name is Natalie Snyder, and I am the inaugural Director of the Mayor's Office on Caribbean Community Affairs. Thank you. I hail from Kingston, Jamaica, and also Cockpit Country in Trelawney. On behalf of Mayor Muriel Bowser, it is an honor to be here to, one, recognize the outstanding awardees tonight. Unfortunately, Mayor Muriel Bowser is unable to be here tonight, but she sends her best wishes to Dr. Claire Nelson and all the honorees and attendees. It is a pleasure, again, and an honor to see you guys. And if anyone wants to talk to me about the Mayor's Office on Caribbean Community Affairs, I will be at table 9 all night till 1 o'clock in the morning to accept any issues, anything you guys want to talk about. Thank you and have a wonderful evening.
Hi, everybody. It's Congressman Jamie Raskin from Maryland's beautiful 8th Congressional District. I wanted to send my very best wishes to all of the attendees at the Institute of Caribbean Studies 29th Annual Caribbean American Heritage Awards, a thrilling occasion. I appreciate very much your wide programming, including LifeSeed, a training program for Caribbean youth, ages 8 to 30, which teaches entrepreneurship, team building, conflict resolution, leadership development, communication, business ethics, and corporate social responsibility. I also want to commend you for providing so many great programs and events during National Caribbean American Heritage Month. And also thank you for your support for National Caribbean American Restaurant Week, now in its second year taking place during this special month. Also, I want to salute the Caribbean Space Society, which advocates for a Caribbean space agenda. And I also would like to express my support for the U.S. Caribbean Business Roundtable, which concludes on the night of the gala, and will focus on public policy and legislation affecting agriculture and development throughout the Caribbean.
Hello, I'm Donald Payne Jr., Congressman from New Jersey's 10th District. It is an honor to be part of your 29th Annual Caribbean American Heritage Awards. I want to thank the Institute of Caribbean Studies for the opportunity to speak with you. Today, you will honor a few of the extremely talented and skilled members of the Caribbean American community. They have made a difference in a variety of fields, such as academia and business, aerospace and artificial intelligence, and energy, medicine, and the arts. Today's award recipients are a tremendous group of Americans, and they deserve to be honored for their work. So congratulations to today's award recipients. Your recognition is well-deserved. Thank you again for the invitation to be here, and I hope everyone enjoys the gala. Thank you.
It is now time to hear from the visionary woman behind the CARAH Awards. A lot of you guys in here, a lot of you ladies and gentlemen already know who she is. She has her fingerprint all over this place. The founder and president of the Institute of Caribbean Studies, Dr. Claire Nelson, and the White House Champion of Change.
Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. Keep on walking, keep on working, working for the community. Ain't gonna let no COVID-demic turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let no COVID-demic turn me around. Keep on walking, keep on working, working for the community. Wow. Friends and family, evening, evening, evening. Hold this mic for me, please. Evening, evening, everybody. Behold how good and pleasant it is for us to be gathered here in unity. When we think about what we have gone through, some of you, not to cast a pall on the occasion, but some of you lost loved ones. It has been 2 trying years. And so even as you eat and enjoy this meal and enjoy each other's company and enjoying the breath you take without a mask, we want you to be here filled with joy this evening because you didn't let anything turn you around from your purpose, your passion, and your vision for your own lives. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. And my auntie say that as far as she is concerned, it might not feel like this combination, they are so and they're so all over the place. But as far as she's concerned, Master God still upon the throne and him still under control. Now all week I've been looking for something to wear that look good all over. And you know, because it was just election season, I could not wear neither red and I could not wear neither blue. So I mixed them up together and I am wearing purple. I am celebrating one America. Yes. And you know, now that we're coming out of the COVID-demic, I want you to talk the truth. Someone is glad for the occasion to come back in your full suit and shoes. Not true? Because you used to just dress from your neck up. Not true? And some of you don't know that when you went to take out your nice clothes to wear, it dry rot in the cupboard for it never get there for 2 years. Talk the truth, man. Yes, man, the COVID-ification put stop to a whole heap of things. But I know that, say, despite the fact that it casts a pall over our lives, we Caribbean people never make that something style way from keep with eye on the prize, that them used to say. Never make no preckiness mash we down. Even though them shut down all to church, we learn how to use computer and we were zooming and zamming and jamming and hopping and all kind of in and out
forget to connect with one another. If you see how much people had online dance party, online DJ clash, and we even did have online gala. So if you don't miss it, please go look on the happy in tape and see what we did do last year and the year before that. For we never make nothing turn me around, no cover them, it could have stopped this show. Oh. Yeah, man. Anyway, I know as I'm thinking about this, when we think about it, we are now looking forward to a new world order. We get the vaccination, we get the booster shot, and in the middle of the COVID-19, we find out, say, Caribbean people was into it big. 1 year. I think that was 2020. We find out, say, one young man from Dominica was a big deal to the EPA, and him was designing and inventing the test what they was using. Him named Swinburne Augustine, and we honor him, and him is here tonight. Where am they? Wave your hand, Mr. Swinburne. So, COVID it was. And then last year, we find out someone Guyanese, him come from Dominica. We found out someone Guyanese was big into the Merck situation and our Pfizer, and was a Merck injection and them kind of thing. But even though we was talking about, conspiracy theory, guess who was the first to put up them hands to go take injection and vaccination? No one Jamaican nurse. How we so bright, me no know. So no make nobody tell you that Caribbean people not contributing to this country. You see that now? We're upon the EPA side, we're upon the vaccination side, and we're upon the nurse side. So give them a hand, because without them, we wouldn't be where we stand. Yes, man. So all through this time now, it turned out, say, them a plot and plan to make things new. You do not see what are going on with the ganja business. You do not see America that used to spray up the ganja, feed them in a St. Vincent and a Jamaica, and now turn into a new Green Deal. Well, my cousin boys, they say, that is not going to stop him. Him is going to get the Caribbean community to start a new organization that is going to make sure that Caribbean people is not going to be left behind. Because for the amount of them that was end up in the jail in this country and get deported, he want to make sure so them get a chance to get a reportee when them start, release them, and let go the case them and start to charge them. So friends and family, and we have it on good and tarot, Say one doctor here from Trinidad, me no want call no name in case you no want call her name. But anyway, she married to somebody named Cindas. So, me not really call her name. But anyway, me hear say she into the ganja medication. So, anybody who want it, know where to go. I think her name, no, I'm not supposed to call it, I'm not about to call it, but I think she named Lisa. Shh, don't say me say so, but that's how it go. Anyway, see how things are going. Well, in the middle of this confusion, me find out, say, the vice president and me is cousin. Now, cousin Clara have many cousins. So, when me find out, say, Miss Kamala is my cousin by marriage 3 times removed, I just had was to go and send to her indirect and by way of my other friend who is also a cousin, and that is how this last nice lady come with a letter for telling us, say, she remembers, say, we are here, and from now on, we are going to be live and direct into the White House. Me can't wait till we have steel pan and thing in the White House like we had in Obama time, And that me a plan for, yes, man. So, as you know, we want to start eating the soup yet? All right. Anyway, let me now get ready to conclude my speechification for the day. Now, this award business and the reason why we continue is because cousin boys is saying we have a habit of waiting till people dead to give them their flowers. But he wants people to know, say, we are to honor them while they are living. Him say he wants people to honor him while him can still walk without a stick. Because honor from your own is like a symphony. It's like steel pan and reggae music. Him say him want people to honor him while him can still make sense, while him still have all him teeth into him mouth. For him want to make sure the night at the honors he can have a nice plate of yellow yam, gungo peas rice, and curry goat. Him say him want them to honor him while him is still living, and don't come bawling over him grave. Because tears mean more to you than when him dead and gone. For Jumbie and Duppy can't jump, nor fit, nor wave. He want you to honor him while he's still breathing, when him can still see. If he climb the stage and claim him prize. By the way, don't love my glasses. He pretty. Him say, when him can hear every word of praise you have to give, for he can only enjoy it while him is alive. So, this is why we continue for 29 years now to find people of Caribbean heritage who are making this country great. Despite the challenges, despite the different comments and mix-up and bangarang between the red and the blue and the green and the black, this country is still a place where dreams can be realized. Well, I know that Shirley Chisholm used to say that service is the rent you pay for being on this earth. And I want to encourage all of you that are in organizations. Like, I think I see people here from the Jamaica Association, Jamaica National Association, and I think I see people here from one of the Trinidadian Association, them. And if I miss anybody, don't complain, but I know I want you to hold faith. I see people coming here all the way from Boston and New Jersey and Florida. We have people who fly up from Jamaica and Atlanta. And yes, I think even the Guys Association of Atlanta is here. So I want you to know, say, service is the rent you pay for breathing on this earth. And like how Master God spare on the right to come breathe again without a mask, I want each and every one of you to find a community organization to serve into. Or as my grandmother would say, to serve into. Service. So I want to thank the committee that have done the work to ensure that we are here. I want to thank the sponsors, especially Mr. George and Mr. Aubrey. Me not tell no lie. Without them, you might have seen somebody come for me and lock me up. So please tell them, say, Auntie said that she wants to thank them too on my behalf. And so, friends, I'm grateful today. I am very grateful today, first of all, to be alive. I'm grateful for all of you here in this room that believed that we could come back and re-face what it is we used to do in a new way of doing things. This is why we cut off ticket sale them early this year. We're going to stop the last minute business. And for change up things, right? And let me tell you one last thing. As you continue to eat your dinner, those of you who lift up this organization know that it is not about me, Dr. Claire Nelson, it's about the collective we. And as we go forward, helping to make the American dream a better and more perfect union, know that together we will continue to do what we can in committed followership and friendship, and above all, in committed prayers, so that we can remain truly grateful to God for all the blessings that she has bestowed. To God be the glory. Amen.
Black woman, ooh, black woman, light me up, trouble long. You've trucked one of life's wrong fast road. You got the heaviest load. To be someone to belong, near a mile and a half for long. Don't give up now, pray for strength now, for you I dedicate my song. La da 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 da. Ooh.
presentation of the Vanguard Award to Josanne Francis and the Forerunner Award to Dwight Thanos Smith. The 29th Annual Caribbean American Heritage Awards Gala will be right back. Welcome back to the 29th Annual Caribbean American Heritage Awards Gala. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Miss Ava Joy Burnett.
Okay, everyone, how's dinner so far? Dinner is good? Good. Okay, so how come no one gave me a warning that Dr. Nelson is a comedian? All right, let's do a little thing here. So, how much y'all wouldn't understand what she just said? By show of hands. How much y'all wouldn't understand what she said? Everybody show your hand if you understand what she said. Okay, friends, how many of you did not understand what Dr. Nelson said? You did not show your hands? Friends, look around the table and help your neighbor out, okay? I learned some new words tonight. COVIDemic, I didn't hear that one. But then there's some old words like ganja and dopi. All right, so Dr. Nelson, you are truly awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, so this is why we are here tonight, right? For the awards, the Vanguard Award. And now for our first award of the evening, the Caribbean American Vanguard Award goes to Josanne Francis. Woo! The award will be presented by His Excellency Ambassador Anthony Philip Spencer of Trinidad and Tobago. Please turn your attention to the screen.
Born and raised in the twin island Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, Josanne Francis is an internationally known steel pan performer and music educator. Her music delivers that special extra that separates her from even the greats and catapults listeners into a unique and exceptional place. With hands that seem to float like the wings of a butterfly, with a wand-like touch, her music is not devoid of power when needed. Miss Francis's music blends together and draws influences from traditional calypso music, jazz, Indian, funk, rock, and classical music, a unique mix which is not typical for the instrument. Josanne has performed at venues such as the Kennedy Center, Carnegie Hall, and Strathmore Music Center, and has appeared as a guest artist at festivals and universities across the United States and internationally, including the San Juan Conservatory of Music and the Port-au-Prince International Jazz Festival, Haiti.
There are many women who play steel pan in Trinidad. I am just the first to play at Pap Jazz. It was a phenomenal experience. It feels great to be in a jazz festival that is happening in the Caribbean. This is the first jazz festival that I've played in the Caribbean. I've played in other festivals like in the US. It feels like a coming home to me, even though I'm not from Haiti, but I'm from the Caribbean. As soon as I landed, I was like, yes, I am home, but this is not my home. So it's just a great energy, a great vibe that I get from being here in Haiti.
Josanne served as one of 6 artists in residence at Strathmore for the 2017-2018 season. She currently runs her very own educational steel pan program, Steel on Wheels.
Good evening again. I am the ambassador of the country in which that beautiful instrument was invented and created. And it continues to be innovated on year after year. And sorry, I'm not the man with the hammer, so we have to keep looking. You know, it's a well-known fact that the steel pan, which I always promote, I wear my pan pin, often, sometimes more than my flag. The steel pan is the only instrument invented in the Caribbean and made from the refuse of modern life, an oil drum. We celebrate today this daughter of our soil, Josanne Francis. Josanne has been broadening, extending, just carrying this instrument to heights that I think we have only begun to see. That's why she's receiving the Vanguard Award. She continues to bring it to new audiences, those who are not very aware, and for that, we celebrate her. This evening, therefore, it's my pleasure to present the Caribbean American Heritage Award, the Vanguard Award, to Ms. Josanne Francis, a pan maestro, and we all should continue to look forward to see the exploits that she will accomplish and achieve. Thank you again.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for your wonderful words. Thank you to CARAH for even considering me for this award. Dr. Nelson, you're doing amazing. You'll give it up for Dr. Nelson again. And to my wonderful host, Ms. Beulah Holder, who has been very, very kind to me over the past few weeks of getting things together to prepare for this. And to everyone who was a part of making this such a beautiful event, thank you, thank you, thank you. So I do not take this honor lightly. I've looked at the past awardees, past recipients of awards, and I am standing among some great, great people. Not just those who have been awarded before, but those who would be receiving awards tonight as well. I have had the honor of representing my country, representing the Caribbean, using this weapon right here, the steel pan. Such a beautiful instrument that was born out of resistance to colonial power. They told us, no, we couldn't drum, so we find something else. They said, oh, no, you can't do that either, so we find something else. So wherever music is to be, you can't stop it. You can't stop music. You can't stop love. Two things you just can't stop. And I'm just really, really grateful to be receiving this award and really blessed to have the talents that I have and the access that I have to this instrument, the steel pan, the only fully chromatic acoustic instrument to be invented in the 20th century. It has come such a long way. Yes, please. I have not had all my accomplishments just by myself. There's a lot of people that stand beside me and behind me and in front of me that I would like to thank. First of all, my parents who have sacrificed so much. They're not here tonight, they're in Trinidad. But they'll be here in a few weeks. They'll be spending Christmas with me, so I'm really excited for that. Trinity food, yeah. So my parents, Barbara and Winston Francis, Don and Sharon Bishop, my teachers and mentors over the year, Dr. John Wooten, Professor Liam Teague, and the late great Dr. Clifford Alexis. Thank you to all the organizations that have partnered with me and continue to partner with me, such as Strathmore Music Center, DC Strings, and all the different areas, school districts that I have put steel pans in. New York City Department of Education, my dear friend Emerald Gray, also known as Mallet Man, my students, my colleagues, and to all of you for even being here to come together as Caribbean people to celebrate together, because we are doing some great things, huh? Y'all would agree? Yes, we Caribbean people, we're doing some great things. And when we set out to do something and make a change, we do it. We do it, we get it done, and we get it done together. So I really look forward to just doing more, collaborating with more of you. I don't know many of you here tonight, but I would love to meet with you. I would love to collaborate with all your different organizations and see what next is to come for PAN. So thank you to all of you, and thank you to CARAH. Thank you, Dr. Nelson, for this honor. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Josanne Francis. So excited to get to chat to the winner of the Vanguard Award for the Caribbean American Heritage Awards for 2022. Tell me, what does being a Vanguard mean to you?
To me, being a vanguard just means so many different things. It means breaking down invisible walls. It means creating things that are new. It means reaching a lot of people who we may not consider part of the Caribbean community here in America. So, like with what I do with PAN, I always try to reach new audiences all the time and take PAN to places that it's never been before and just elevate it. So to me, that's what being a vanguard is to me, and with what I do. Just breaking down invisible barriers, just treading in new waters, and doing groundbreaking things.
Yeah, so, you talked in your video and in your bio about, being one of the first female panists to play at the Port-au-Prince Jazz Festival, for example. Yes. And, you now you have an education program for steel pan as well. How have you integrated, I guess, innovation and being a vanguard into those pieces?
Well, with Haiti, when I did get that opportunity, I actually did not realize how much pan was not already in Haiti. But they do use the oil drum, they use it more so for art. So when I was there, I realized that, whoa, I'm not just the first female panist to headline at the festival, but the first panist to headline at the festival. So just knowing these things really fuels my drive to continue to just take pan in places where it's never been before. And you would think at such a prominent Caribbean jazz festival that there would be pan everywhere. I mean, the quintessential Caribbean instrument, right? Yeah. So, with that and with some of the other projects that I have done, one of the most recent being the halftime show at the Big Ten halftime game with thousands upon thousands of people in the stands to see a steel band on the field with a marching band. And I get into these projects just because I want to see new things. I want to see pan in new places. And then afterwards I look back, I'm like, whoa, that was big.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, so now we move to the Forerunner Award. A forerunner is a person who heads out and is in front of the crowd. This is a story of Dwight Tano Smith, whose work has made him a leader in the field. Which field, you may be wondering? Well, let's enter into the Paragon universe, the abode of Caribbean American Heritage Forerunner awardee, Mr. Dwight Tano Smith. Please direct your attention to the screen.
Hi everyone, my name is Dwight Thanos Smith. I am the founder, chief visionary officer, and lead inventor for the Paragon universe. I grew up here in Kingston, Jamaica. It was like so cool. I was only 7 years old when I was one of these kids on this playground, and I had dreams of starting my own company. So one day, my friends and I went on the rooftop of my parents' house and we built a glider aircraft and strapped my friend on board and pushed him off the rooftop. And that was kind of the beginning of my career. My friend lived and so did my dream. My dream survived. So my vision is to create a sustainable infrastructure ecosystem to transform mobility for the 21st century using technology and innovation. And that can range from drones that deliver packages to cars that are not designed to drive on the highway, but more for the last mile delivery. all the way across the board to energy grids for sustainable electric power generation, and an infrastructure operating system to basically integrate all forms of travel, from aircraft to drones to package delivery drones to VTOL aircraft for human transport, through autonomous vehicles and eventually submersible vessels. I'm obsessed at whatever I do. Whatever I get involved in, I want to be the very best at it, or I'm not interested in it. And I think a lot of entrepreneurs share that same vision, that same level of commitment, that same level of passion and intensity to be able to get to the next level. Designing an aircraft like this that can fly over 500 miles with 9 passengers, that was not easy, and we're still developing that. Developing an electric vehicle that's designed for battery generation, and also testing that same battery for our other transportation devices. My name is Dwight Thanos Smith, and I am the founder, chief inventor, and chief visionary officer for the Paragon Universe.
How cool is that? Do you guys remember the movie Back to the Future? Well, the future is now. We are living in a Paragon universe advanced by the mind of Dwight Thanos Smith. To see how his company is advancing the frontiers of energy and mobility, from e-volt to electric cars, his designs are game-changing and indeed worthy of honor. Mr. Dwight Thanos could not be with us tonight to accept this award. I know, but we do have a message. Do we have a message? We have a message from him so we could hear him accept this honor.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for nominating me and awarding me the Forerunner Award. This is outstanding. It is such a privilege when your own family gives you flowers. And I want to do a special thank you to the ICS committee, Dr. Claire Nelson, and everyone else involved for the hard work you put together. I want to accept this award on behalf of my company and the Paragon Universe. From GTEC to Clearport Worldwide Systems, through BTS Infralink, and then obviously Paragon VTOL Aerospace, all our partners at Roush, Siemens, Circle, everyone involved, Rolls-Royce, from all the hard work you put together to make this possible. And I'm here at a warehouse. I can't be there with you. We're working on our electric vehicles to deliver those next year, as well as our energy grid that we break ground on next year, our software air traffic management system, and eventually, obviously, our full 9-passenger aircraft that can travel over 500 miles using our proprietary battery system. So I want to also congratulate all the nominees. Thank you for your hard work, and I look forward to collaborating with everyone in the near future. And thanks again. This is truly a privilege and an honor.
Tesla is about to get some competition, y'all. Awesome to Mr. Dwight Thanos Smith. Now it is time for the Outstanding Entrepreneur Award. The Caribbean American Heritage Award for Outstanding Entrepreneurship will be presented by His Excellency Sam Hines of Guyana. Our awardee, Bihari Lal, was born to Guyanese immigrant parents who excelled at a variety of really challenging jobs. This is something that many of us are aware of if you are children of immigrants, and all of which paved the way for Mr. Bihari to become an entrepreneur. Let's take a look at the screen right now.
Bihari Lal is a franchise owner of Denny's Brooklyn and Jackson Heights, managing partner of Guido's Farmers Market and Caribbean Depot, and president of Blue Water Seafood Company at the Brooklyn Terminal Market. His journey began as part of a father-son duo at Romella International, a specialty food distribution company his father started. As a community outreach leader and a member of the Lions Club International and Indo-Caribbean Alliance, Bihari Lal has given back in many ways and has acted as a mentor for young entrepreneurs.
Were delivered to police officers free and fresh from Guido Farmers Market in Canarsie, Brooklyn.
They're risking their lives day in and day out. I can give them some fruit.
Guido's Farmers Market is a retail and wholesale supermarket that specializes in Caribbean and African products.
I've been a manager here at Guido's for approximately 8 years. Good environment to work. I like it here. The people are very nice. We get along. It's like a family. My boss, Mr. Lau, he's a great person, a good human being. He'll go out of his way for you. If anyone deserves this award, it's Lau.
As president of the Blue Water Seafood Company, Lau makes sure that seafood is provided with the highest quality and sources his seafood from the Caribbean and throughout the Americas. He believes in knowledge and transparency of the seafood's origins. Caribbean Depot is Mr. Lau's growing cash and carry business. Caribbean Depot distributes and sells to restaurants, grocery stores, greengrocers, and other distributors.
He is a great leader, influencer. With all leadership, Caribbean Depot has grown support to the community throughout the years. I would like to congratulate Mr. Lal on receiving his CARAH Award. Thank you.
Bahari Lau owns 2 chains of Denny's restaurants located in Brooklyn and Jackson Heights, New York. He is an innovative and compassionate person who oversees the daily operations at Denny's restaurant. He ensures the restaurants run smoothly and efficiently to provide customers with pleasant dining experience. Mr. Lau donated fresh fruits, vegetables, and hot meals to first responders during the COVID-19 pandemic. He is always involved with helping with the community and always would be there any way that he can. The community has grown a lot through his kindness and generosity. He is truly an unsung hero.
It is always gratifying to meet second-generation Guyanese who still care about their parents' country. Mr. Lal's success is testament to the power of the immigrant dream. It gives me great pleasure to give the Outstanding Entrepreneur Award to Mr. Bahari Lal.
Hi everyone. Not really big, not really big on speeches. I wanted to thank my friends for coming out with me, and for you to join me tonight as well. I feel very honored for receiving the award. Thank you.
And I am honored to be sitting here with Bahari Lal. And Bahari, it is such an honor to be sitting with an awardee for the Caribbean American Heritage Awards this year. And you are receiving the award for Outstanding Entrepreneurship. From my understanding, you are a serial entrepreneur. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the businesses you've been involved in since you have started in your work?
Oh, we started back with a family business, mom and pop. We started about 30 years ago. I'm 49, to be 50 quite soon, so we started early. We started with an import-export business. Mm-hmm. First, let's start at the beginning. My parents had a fruit store. So they didn't have Caribbean products. So my dad, I guess I got it from my dad and mom, they started importing breadfruit. Earlier, and we're talking about 30, 35 years ago, bringing in breadfruit and jackfruit into the country and a few other products. So that ballooned into more imports. Then we started, as I got older, we started to go into groceries. Groceries we're wholesaling groceries. We got into supermarkets, restaurants, and meat production and seafood. That's how the companies came about. So we have, to name the companies, I own a Denny's franchise in New York. I own Guido's Farmers Market, which has 2 locations, one in Brooklyn and one in Queens. We have a USDA meat facility where we cut meat to proper standards and to supply quite a few of the Caribbean restaurants in the tri-state area. Seafood came about we sell a lot of seafood. So through COVID, there was underserving and it was very expensive. Mm-hmm. So we got involved, and in the last 2 years, we do it in a major way. Our claim to fame is to sell value.
Sell value.
Sell value. Things don't need to be that expensive. You make a fair margin, sell with quality and integrity. If you can't feed it to me, your children, or that person can't give it to their own family, don't sell it. Those little things tend to work out.
When we come back, the presentation of the Excellence in Science and Technology Award to Eric Adolphi and the award for Outstanding Scholarship in African Diaspora Studies to Professor Carol Davis Boyce. Stay tuned. The 29th Annual Caribbean American Heritage Award Gala will be right back.
Our next award for the night, Outstanding Scholarship Award. Our next honoree is both a scholar and an activist, a professor whose work as an artist of words has made her a leader in African diaspora studies and literature. Her unbridled passion for her craft has led her earning awards and many notable mentions for many books, essays, and articles. So we might have some homework here tonight, some books that we could read. The Outstanding Scholarship Award will be presented by Ambassador Anthony Phillips Spencer.
So Professor Boyce Davis, I'd say you really just have to meet her. She's an extraordinary person. When you meet her, it's just a different type of presence, that warm Caribbean energy that she brings. I've seen how passionate she is about what she does and how much she cares about her students.
One of Professor Boyce Davis's greatest qualities is her humility. She comes across as a very ordinary, in many ways, a very kind, a very sort of loving person, which I really appreciate. But at the same time, she has a massive reputation on a sort of global level among some of the leading figures in Caribbean studies and beyond. Sir Hilary Beckles came to Cornell. The first thing he said is, when Caribbean people think of Cornell, we think of Professor Boyce Davis first.
Part of what I love about CBD is her commitment to radical thought, constantly uplifting the ideas, the imaginaries of Africana thinkers, many of whom lived their lives on the margin.
I just so admire her courage, her brilliance, her dedication. She's a woman who can bring knowledge to the world that other people have dismissed or degraded or disparaged. And she just stood firm and she said, no, this is important and I know about this and I'm gonna tell you all about it. And the world listened. We sat up and listened. There are very few people like that in the world.
Those of us who are Caribbean scholars who work in the United States often feel at times that we are not really seen fully in either community. So Caribbean American logic allows us then to have a space where we are recognized. When I came to the United States at the age of 19, I entered university. There was a shifting from civil rights to Black power. A generation of people who were pushing for rights for young people, and students were very much part of that process. So my political, intellectual orientation is shaped by that period. Let's say you're studying African literature, which is what I did, and you're a woman coming into the academy in the 1980s. You start wondering, who are the women writers in this group? That missing question then provides a fuel for a lot of intellectual work and research. We looked at the same question about where the Caribbean women writers were and discovered they were there but not really recognized. So a whole field then of Caribbean women writers evolves because of that work that we did to make them visible.
Carol really embodies the multidisciplinarity of Africana. But at the heart of that is her training and her commitment as a historian. And Carol has helped to historicize the making of gender, the making of transnational blackness, of Black left thought throughout the diaspora. That's been critical for historians such as myself.
When I came across her work for the first time a few years ago, I remember being very impressed with the ways in which she was describing every single thought I had about being a part of the diaspora, and at the same time trying to understand all of the nuances of race, gender, and class that can exist across so many different realities.
Professor Boyce Davis has been a really important part in the founding of the Caribbean Student Association here at Cornell. When we're trying to figure out how to go about this, she provided the resources and the support that we needed. Getting demands, working with Cornell's board on establishing a Caribbean Studies minor, and she was really an important part in that process. She guided us in our conversations and really just served as like a rock for CSA.
Professor Boyce Davis has encouraged the translation of Caribbean women's literature into Chinese. She has also lectured in China on Black women's transnational literary culture and the African diaspora, and her own scholarship has been translated and anthologized in several Chinese language collections.
And I have leaned on Carol for so much assistance in terms of guiding my career as a woman in this space. And I had the pleasure of working with Carol when she was the president of the Caribbean Studies Association. And she did a fantastic job being the host for the Haiti conference.
Carol, my friend, this is just to add my voice to the chorus of praise to you as a scholar, activist, researcher, teacher, and above all, our friend. Sister, you have kept us honest, you have kept us fresh, you have kept us excited, and you really, really, really deserve this honor from your people. Enjoy your evening and know that we walk with you in celebration. God bless.
Good evening again. From excellence in music and the arts, we go now to excellence in education. Professor Carol Boyce Davies is a jewel in the academic crown of African diaspora studies and literature. In her own words, she lives diaspora. Professor Boyce Davies has set a standard that has transformed the narrative and therefore the perspective and what we consider to be imperative in our understanding and study of the Caribbean. It's an extreme pleasure for me to have finally been able to meet this evening Professor Carol Boyce Davies. I've heard so much about her. I'm pleased, as the Ambassador of Trinidad and Tobago, to present this award to my Trini sister, Dr. Carol Boyce Davies, the Outstanding Scholarship Award. Please join me in congratulating her.
Let's play the video for the professor. Wow, this, first of all, I have to just say, hats off to Claire, please. This is an amazing, because I learned from just looking at the awardees, people who are working in food production, science, the range of possibilities that we as Caribbean Americans have in this context in which we work. Many of us have come to the United States not sort of deliberately. Some came as students, some came with parents, as you can tell, some came just because we wanted to have another opportunity. And to find an opportunity where we then have a construct like Caribbean American advanced by Claire is something that we have to cherish, we have to recognize, and we have to celebrate. So we thank you so much, Claire, for all of this work. And I want to say that for most of us, we just do the work. And if we get recognized, it's a joy. And I'm really proud then, and it's, as people have said earlier, it's the most exciting thing when you get recognized by your own people. You can get all kinds of awards, but if nobody who you come from recognize and know it, then it doesn't really mean anything. So we are so proud, and I thank you so much. And then for me, above all, this was an amazing evening because I met people I hadn't seen for years. Kathy Payne, we were in school together in the University of Ibadan, Nigeria. I won't say how many years ago, but it was a long, long time. But we still look good, and we still up there, and we're working it. We're happy. And I'm so proud. My other friend, Dr. Maureen Booker, was a medical student at the University of Lagos when I was in Ibadan. I did my PhD on a Commonwealth Scholarship from the government of Trinidad and Tobago and in African literature. So I'm really proud and happy to be able to give back
And my joy is teaching, my joy is developing the new generations of students. Some of them are in the audience, like Wanda over there. And my colleague, Kevin, and many others who came as students to the University of Maryland, Eastern Shore when I was there, become really part of a large extended family. And we honor and thank you all for just celebrating us and for recognizing the contributions that we make on a day-to-day basis that often we don't get recognized for, but really a joy when our people do recognize us. Thank you so much.
Today I get to sit with Carol Boyce Davies, who is being awarded for Outstanding Scholarship in African Diaspora Studies and Literature by the Caribbean American Heritage Awards this year. And Carol, when you think about the work that you've done, or when you got the call saying that you were being awarded with this honor, can you tell me what about your career has led to you receiving this honor?
Wow. Well, first of all, I was somebody who always felt that the project that Claire Nelson created and the work she did to have Caribbean American Heritage Month was so signal and so stellar. And she's the kind of person who we would always call on for various kinds of engagements. Like when I was president of Caribbean Studies Association, for example, you know, I called on her for helping us to promote and that kind of thing because she has such an amazing reach. So for me, when she said they wanted to give me an award, I was honored, of course, as we all are when you hear something like that. But I remember her saying, we really want you to come in person. Do you want to promise that you will come in person? And I said, okay, I'll definitely be here. So for me, it's accumulative is the word, I should say. And I think I tried to capture that in what I said today, that essentially you do work as a commitment to, in my case, educating subsequent generations, making sure that they're tooled and ready to move forward in the world. And if that is rewarded, that's a benefit. But the joy for me is doing that work. And I'm sure you can tell that I totally enjoy it. So that's what I want to say. It's cumulative, but it's linked to, you know, creating generations of scholars and thinkers. I tell my students, I don't want you all to repeat everything that you learn without really inquiring and using critical thinking skills and advancing and also creating new knowledge. Because knowledge isn't static. You have to also create new knowledge. So I'm engaged in that as well.
Congratulations. Okay, so our Excellence in Science and Technology Award. Eric Adolphe, the son of Haitian immigrants, is one of those people whose work ethic and drive to get ahead keeps him ahead. The Caribbean American Heritage Award of Excellence in Science and Technology. The award will be presented by Aubrey Stevenson. Let's take a look at the video.
Eric Adolphe, CEO of Forward Edge AI, Inc., SBIR, Skillbridge, and Microsoft for Startups Pegasus Company of Haitian heritage, is a technology-savvy executive with over 30 years of success building high-growth firms focused on mission impact, revenue, and margin attainment. Eric leverages expertise in deep technology including artificial intelligence/machine learning, quantum encryption, and blockchain/distributed ledger technology to solve complex social, public safety and national security challenges. Eric has led cross-disciplinary art/R&D teams, biology, computation, chemistry, engineering, psychology, of typically 3 to 28 researchers on 25 spurs over his career. Eric's products have been installed in every air traffic control facility in the U.S. And Eric's Epic SBIR won NASA's Most Innovative SBIR Software Product of the Year award. As a result, Eric received one of NASA's highest civilian commendations, and is one of 11 Black American honorees at the National Inventors Hall of Fame. Epic is in use today by the commercial space launch industry.
I remember when I met Eric about 30 years ago. He told me a story that many of you have experienced coming to America. He told me once he only had 25 cents in his pocket, and he had a choice. He could either had to pay the subway or buy some breakfast or lunch or something to eat. And that's the basis of which he went to school. in New York. Many times he didn't have things to eat. He didn't have any food to eat. He would just travel around in the subway because he couldn't afford to even buy food. Today, Eric is a good example of what it takes to work hard, study hard, and achieve great things.
I didn't know Claire was interviewing me when for this award, and she looked at me, she said, "You were pretty mischievous when you were young, weren't you?" And I was like, how did she know that, right? But yeah, so my life has been really kind of interesting. So as they said, I never thought for a moment that this wouldn't happen, right? So growing up, my sister's here, she'll tell you, we had encyclopedias in the house, and I read every book from cover to cover more than once. Every encyclopedia we had in the house, I read it from cover to cover. And so I was kind of weird, right? Oh, thank you. So I just had this, like, thirst for knowledge, and then when I got done, I read them again. And so I discovered, as I was growing up, people were really kind of intimidated by black males who were intelligent. And I kept, thank you. So I spent a lot of time hiding it. And then George Floyd happened. And then I decided to stop hiding it. And so somebody said to me that, it might kind of sound a little bit arrogant, but I don't care anymore, So it's like, so today, Melissa, yeah. So today, I just don't care anymore, right? So I'm not afraid of being intelligent. And I'm going to tell you one story before they pull me off the stage. So when I was, I think I was in 5th grade, so I was bullied, no big surprise, right? And, but my bullies were different than probably the ones you had, right? So they would pull me into the schoolyard and they would demand that I tell them how to make an atomic bomb. This is true story, I'm not lying. So I refused to tell them how to make an atomic bomb, and they would beat me up. And so one day, the dean of Dean of Boys, Neil Starra, found me. I was like crumpled on the ground crying, and he pulled me and he says, "What happened?" I said, they beat me up again because I won't tell them how to make an atomic bomb. And he was just laughing, and I couldn't understand why he was laughing. And he said, "What is wrong with you?" He said, "Tell them how to make an atomic bomb." He said, "What are they going to do? They're 5th graders." So I never thought about it. I was like, I can't tell them how to make an atomic bomb, So like the next day, I told them how to make an atomic bomb. But in the middle of it, I told them how to make, yeast rise, and they couldn't tell the difference, right? So I learned 2 things from that. First thing I learned is that, again, like I said, and it's all coming full circle, there's nothing wrong with being an intelligent black male. Nothing wrong with it. And I'm just not hiding that anymore. And the second thing I learned from that is I don't trust tall people. Thank you.
Eric, Claire Nelson said that you have left a trail of innovation in whatever you do. So tell us a little bit about how innovation has been connected to your work.
Yeah, so just give you one small example, right? So I invented a technology called the Mini-Telco demarc system that is in every air traffic control facility in the United States. So if you fly and you fly safe and you land, you take off, you're safe, you don't crash, it's because of me. Wow. So most people don't know this, right? So that's something that's one of the things that I'm very proud of, right? So nobody's ever heard of me, right? But I'm the one that did one of the systems that keeps you safe when you're flying. Mm-hmm. So that's like one of my things, right? So
Unbelievable.
Excuse me. So innovation has always been part of my life.
Broke toasters, all that stuff.
Unbelievable. So, I like to say that there are Caribbean people everywhere.
Yes.
There's a Caribbean hand in everything.
Yes.
So I never knew
Yes.
that a Caribbean person was involved in
Yep.
shaping some of the safety behind my flights. But tell me a little bit. So you are of Haitian heritage.
That's correct.
How has your Caribbean heritage affected or influenced your innovation and your endeavors?
So if you know enough about the Haitian people, you know the story is always about resilience. The Haitian people are very resilient people. So the country was born out of trauma, right? And lived with trauma. Trauma is part of the everyday life. So the Haitian people, very resilient. And so I grew up in an environment where we had ambition, and we always knew there were going to be obstacles, but that never stopped us. And some of the things we saw, people would get, they would run into trouble or problems, and they would just quit. Haitian people don't quit. And I'm not saying that because I'm Haitian, but it's a fact. We are ambitious and we are resilient people. That's how we survive. With everything that Haiti's been to, that's how we survive. We're resilient.
Okay, so the Outstanding Community Service Award. It takes passion and a sense of purpose to be a servant leader. When I read this line, because Dr. Nelson wrote everything for me, okay? I'm just a reader here. And when I read the line, I thought about all of the leaders who we work with, and many of them delegate, but they don't want to serve. So I really liked that line, Dr. Nelson. This immigrant is one of those people whose work ethic and drive to get ahead keeps them ahead of the pack and in the game. The Caribbean American Heritage Award for Outstanding Community Service will be presented by His Excellency Sam Hines. Let's take a look at the video.
Stacy Mollison is President and CEO of Libra Management Group, a global strategic sourcing and management consulting firm. Established in 2006 with headquarters in Atlanta, Georgia, and satellite offices in North Carolina and Guyana, South America. Ms. Mollison manages the daily operations of the firm to include training, maintaining clients' relationships, developing new business opportunities, and acting as corporate monitor to ensure implementation of clients' requirements. Ms. Mollison also provides entrepreneurship, executive leadership, and government contracting training to individuals and small businesses.
Stacy Mollison is one of the contributing reasons why I am sitting here as president of this organization today. She reached down when I was still just a young broker and asked me to come alongside of her and be one of her vice presidents, which properly prepared me for this position I'm in today. Stacy is one of the most astute business leaders that I know. And not only is she a very astute business leader, she always reaches back and gives to her community.
Our organization has made a significant impact in giving back to children who are living below the poverty line, and of course in our help towards single parent and senior citizens at Christmas time, giving them hampers that will carry them through the season. And so we are grateful for this award that she's receiving. It's truly something that she deserves, and so we wish her all the best in her future endeavors.
Some of the wonderful things she has done would be the computer drive, providing tablets and Wi-Fi to underprivileged kids in Guyana. She has donated 4,500 gallons of paint to the town of Linden, where she grew up. She also spearheaded a paint initiative with the Guyana Association members who traveled to Guyana with her, the Army Corps of Engineers, and the Mayor of Linden, painting public buildings and schools. She has also sponsored numerous Guyana Association events, the annual Family Fun Day, and the Children's Toy Giveaway and Christmas Party.
In 2020, in the height of the pandemic, a young man by the name of Brandon Peters, whose foot was supposed to have been amputated in Guyana made the trip to Atlanta, and Stacy was able and instrumental in helping to identify a competent surgeon who was able to perform that unique surgery that was able to save Brandon's foot so that he can return to a normal life.
Stacy's involvement helps to foster greater community spirit and progress. There is never a time when she sees an area or sector in which she can make a contribution and difference that she has not undertaken with heart, passion, and soul. I'm very much looking forward to her contributions to Guyana in the near future. I'm happy that she has received this award. She's very deserving of it. Stacy, congratulations, and I wish you even greater success in all your endeavors.
Community builders are few and far between. Your passion for community building spans your home here in the USA and your home at home in Guyana. For this, I am proud to call you a daughter of Guyana. It is my distinct pleasure to present you the Caribbean American Heritage Award for Outstanding Community Service.
Good evening. Oh, thank you so much, Ambassador. Clear, thank you so much for even thinking about me for this award. The scholar said that we do this work not for recognition because it's in our heart. I first learned about community service from my grandmother, who on Monday, next Monday, November 28th, will be 105. Louisa Grimman, my grandmother, raised me and taught me about community from a very young age. She is 105 and still called me last year to say that she gave money in my name to the New Amsterdam Mental Hospital Christmas gift giving. When I was growing up, I came to the States when I was 10 and grew up in Brooklyn, New York. And my grandmother's house was the house that everybody came to for food and snacks. Everybody in the neighborhood knew that Granny was the one that you go to if you needed something. And when I think about, the person that I am today and all that I am, I give credit to her for teaching me it's not just about doing for myself, but always about contributing back to your community. It really gives me great honor to be able to achieve success in America, but still make sure that I contribute to the development of my homeland, Guyana, South America. I continue to say, as everyone did, that this is a special award because it comes from the people who know the challenges and the struggles that we go through as Caribbean people. I'm very proud of all that the organization is doing, and I'm super excited to receive this award. Thank you so much.
Stacy, it is such a pleasure to chat with you this evening. Tell me a little bit about your work in Atlanta and the work that you're doing through Libra as a strategic sourcing and management firm.
My company, we're a strategic sources and management firm, as you said. We kind of have 3 lines of business that we do. I really started out as a full-service real estate firm.
We focused on real estate mostly with the federal government and large banks and GSEs. And then we expanded into government contracting. So we do both services and products with the federal government. And then we expanded also to logistics, and we have a direct contract with Amazon doing logistics. So we operate in Georgia, Charlotte, Atlanta, Georgia, Metro Atlanta, Charlotte, North Carolina, and then we just started 2 businesses down in Guyana.
In Guyana too, right? Yeah. So your entrepreneurship efforts have allowed you to do a lot in your philanthropic efforts, right?
Absolutely.
So you are getting the award tonight for outstanding community service. Tell me a little bit about the work that you are doing in Guyana and with your Guyanese community.
Okay, so I am the diaspora engagement representative for the state of Georgia for the Guyanese community through the Guyana Association of Georgia. So in that role, I spend a lot of time making sure that there is connectivity from America back home to Guyana. We do a lot of philanthropic work, but we also provide a lot of information and access. We actually work with whatever government is leading the country. So I've worked with both governments, and they actually work with me to create activities, information sessions, and my job mostly is to make sure that the diaspora, because of what's going on in Guyana with the oil, that we really participate and take an active role in participating in the economic development of Guyana.
When we come back, the presentation of the Luminary Award to Dr. Trish Bailey and the coveted Marcus Garvey Lifetime Achievement Award to reggae legend Derek Ducky Simpson of Black Uhuru Band. You don't want to miss this. We'll be right back.
Our next award will be the Luminary Award. Our next honoree made history and came to public notice when she became the first person to donate the largest amount in a single pledge to the University of Connecticut. Now a building will bear her name. The Luminary Award will be presented to Dr. Trish Bailey, entrepreneur and philanthropist. Please take a look at the monitor.
I am the definition from rags to riches.
I think that Trisha is someone that takes care of everyone around her. She loves everyone that loves her, and she will do anything for anyone.
Dr. Bailey is an amazing woman. It's a beautiful thing to see someone put in so much philanthropy in this city, and especially in an underprivileged area. She is so giving, so loving, and just so selfless when it comes to helping out those in her community and outside of her community.
Okay, so when I think of my friend, Dr. Trisha Bailey, known to me as Trish, my heart just smiles. She has to be one of the most amazing people I've ever met in my life. And one of the things that just makes her so extraordinary is her heart to be a giver. I'm actually one of the founders of Mailbox Money, and she has just transformed that organization for us. She has given it life, and we just mimic her behaviors that she gives everyone.
I think that the work that she's done, philanthropy, just goes to show who she is. She is a giving person, and anyone that needs help, she will give to them without question. She literally loves everyone and gives to everyone.
Honestly, I have never met someone that is more caring, more giving. I can't tell you how many times as a person, I'm crying a little bit. I'm sorry. As a person, Trisha has literally changed my life in a lot of ways. I can reach out to her anytime.
It's an amazing thing to see a woman, especially a Jamaican woman, and knowing what she's come from and what she's been through, to see that she still finds it in her heart to give and to love and to be so, I don't even know what else to say. Like, there's so many ways and so many things to say to describe the type of woman that she is, you know. She's such a blessing.
And I am just honored to know her and be in her presence and just kind of just gravitate off that energy of her love for people, her love for community. And she's just an inspiration, and I'm just thrilled.
I will tell you one thing, I've never met somebody that will put so much energy into you, depending on the energy that you put back into them. As long as you're honest and you're faithful and you try to do the right things at all times, she will reward you 100%.
I'm going to accept on behalf of Dr. Trish. You know, Jamaica's first national hero, the Right Excellent Marcus Garvey, said, "God and nature first made us what we are, and then out of our own creative genius, we make ourselves what we want to be." Dr. Trish Bailey, who grew up, as she puts it, barefoot in rural Jamaica, is surely an embodiment of the Garvey philosophy. Her rise to success from humble beginnings to medical supplies and equipment magnate is one worthy of a gold medal in the game of life. I personally see her as one of Nana's daughters, and so it really gave me great pleasure to present her with the Luminary Award. Last text I got from her was saying she wasn't feeling well a week and a half ago, and so she sent a message. If you could please play the message.
No single leader has ever told you that they have done it one time. It takes perseverance, it takes diligence, it takes doing it wrong and repeating yourself and fixing your error over and over again. Tonight, I am honored. I am elated. I am pleased and blessed to be in this position. I thank the Institute of Caribbean Studies tonight for recognizing the work, the mistakes, the diligence, and the perseverance that I've had over the years in order to build my career and my company to the place where it is today. I am honored and pleased that you have chosen me to be one of your honorees tonight. Congratulations to all the other honorees for your work, your diligence, and your perseverance. My apologies for not being in-house with you tonight, but I look forward to meeting each and every one of you at some point in our careers and our journey. Congratulations, and I'm sure you'll make sure you have a drink for me tonight.
I thought she appeared to be the life of the party, and then that ending note confirmed it. So congratulations to Dr. Bailey. Okay, so for the Trailblazer Award, when you see someone setting out on a road very few of their peers have traveled, he or she may be called a trailblazer. Our honoree has done exactly that with the Clean Energy Revolution. The Trailblazer Award will be presented by His Excellency Anthony Philip Spencer. I invite you right now to turn your attention to the screen.
The youngest of 3 children, Ainsley Gill was born in Port of Spain, Trinidad and Tobago. As a child, Ainsley knew he wanted to change the world. After moving to New Jersey, he served in the United States Army. Realizing his knack for business, Ainsley left the armed forces and started many successful companies.
I had a number of consulting firms, and they were more on dealing with political or financial issues.
In 2008, he founded Nikon Energy, the company that has given birth to the clean energy fuel revolution in Trinidad and Tobago.
Nikon is a composite of 2 names. First, my daughter, my eldest daughter, Nikki, and my middle son, Quan. And Nikon was the birth of another consulting arm I needed to treat with international energy consulting. It was prohibitive. It was a rust bucket. It was going to be challenging. But there were some key criteria. It wasn't just looking at the metal. I looked at the business. And after I had a chance to review the documentation, what I saw in there was the most remarkable revelation. That this thing came with two things. One, a guaranteed gas supply, and two, a guaranteed offtake agreement. That's business. I have a guaranteed supply, a guaranteed offtake, the arbitrage is in the middle. It was a no-brainer. Nikon project is complicated. It's hard, it's exciting, it's rewarding, but all of that is part of the course. It's a game changer. That's what the Nikon project is, providing the cleanest fuels that the world will ever see.
So I have 1 minute to talk about Ainsley Gill, who I've known for more than 20 years. And trust me, I could be here for hours. So 1 minute, yeah. So Ainsley and I have a common background in the military. But I'll tell you one anecdote, and hopefully that fits the minute. Ainsley and I would meet on Chancellor Hill in Trinidad and Tobago. And you heard when he said, what is hard is exciting. That describes Ainsley. You want to excite Ainsley? Give him what is hard. The harder, the more excited he is. And I think that is why this award as a trailblazer celebrates the excellence of the human spirit. I asked one of Ainsley's closest associates, what's the one thing I should say about Ainsley? He said, resilience. I don't have to explain that to anyone here. We are people who understand resilience. We have walked resilience. And tonight we celebrate one of our own. We value ourselves, one of our own, who is a trailblazer. And therefore it's a pleasure for me tonight to present this award to my friend, who we've met several times on Chancellor Hill, excited by the hardness of that trail. Tonight we present Ainsley with the Caribbean American Heritage Trailblazer Award. No one could be more deserving. Congratulations, Ainsley. Thank you.
I'm contributing to a blue economy. We take fossil natural gas, blue, and convert it to 100% biodegradable, green, sustainable energy. We also, the leadership, I'm very privileged under my son, Kwan, who's here with me today. We delivered our first batch of product for sale, a very proud moment. We call it our first dollar. Our fuels meet all international standards and specifications for a use as drop-in fuel, meaning you can pump it into a vehicle without having to change your engine or lose your insurance. When I started Nikon, Gas to Liquids project, the running theme in my life has been, the project is not viable. The project was too big. My ideas were too large, too ambitious, too audacious. Well, they were beautiful things. That was the reality. The project was in a prohibitive market. Fantastic. If it wasn't, I would not have been able to get it to do it. So, my brother said to me upon learning of what I was doing, he says, those who say it cannot be done should not interrupt those doing it. But if there's anything I learned, it is that nothing is too great if you have a team as dedicated and committed to your vision as you are. my greatest believer, my deceased mother. My father in business, deceased mentor, Walker Williams. My alive and fantastic and very alive wife, let me say it twice, Trudy. My also alive children, Keisha, Quan, and Brandon. And my Nikon team, to which our group chairman, Larry Felix, a trailblazer in his own right, also a very alive, we're a testament to a team that helped me get through this. Nikon GTL has proven to be bigger than me. It is a historical first of its kind in the Western Hemisphere. I actually say it in my own way. You know, if you look at the project or you look at computers, IBM used to only build computers big enough that would fit into a building, and only the government could afford it. And then you had the guys remember floppy disk, the old disk operating system computers. Well, and then you had Bill Gates came with Windows 3.1, and then he eventually went to Windows 95. Well, GTL has been around since 1920. Everybody and their daddy's been trying to do it. I'm the only one that's done it. And what I have done is build the first 486 computers with Windows 95. It's affordable for every country. We're going to make a revolutionary change. As a matter of fact, Schlumberger has already called me for an exclusive. Shell has reached out to us and have confirmed our specs, and they want 100% of our product. I'm very thankful for the journey. The only thing about this journey is that I could convert it to some cash, so I'll be able to wipe my tears with some cash.
Ainsley Gill, Trailblazer. You have been awarded tonight by the Caribbean American Heritage Awards and the Institute for Caribbean Studies for all of the work that you've done over the years and over a number of years, as you've been a trailblazer here in the U.S. So not only with your clean energy company, but also as you've worked with the government of Trinidad and Tobago as essentially a liaison and an agent with the United States government and so much more, right? You've started multiple companies. What does trailblazer mean to you beyond these companies? What has led to you being a trailblazer?
You don't start off thinking you're going to be a trailblazer, but you just plow through areas that hasn't been plowed before. That's really, at the end of the day, you look back and you are a trailblazer because you would have charted a territory, you've charted business, you would have endured something that no one else has endured. So, trailblazer is exactly what it means.
Yeah. So now for these awards, they really highlighted your work with Nikon, right?
Yeah.
This new company that is setting new boundaries as it relates to energy. So tell me a little bit about Nikon and how you are trailblazing in the industry.
Well, Nikon is not a new company. We've been around since 2008. And I had Nikon as a consulting arm. And Nikon consulted, we did work with RWE in London, Union Fenosa, in Germany, in Spain, Ion Rugas, in Germany. I worked in the ECOWAS, which is Eastern. That was my energy space. I worked with George Kaiser in Tulsa, Oklahoma, with Accelerate. So Nikon's been in the consulting space. But what Nikon really did is just the name of a company. What the company was able to do, it was able to bring in an entire breadth of experience together of things that I've seen, things that I've learned, sitting at the GECF in Qatar, working at OPEC Consulting. And what really happens, you get to see an inside, and then here's an opportunity. And this opportunity, which Nikon is groundbreaking in, this happens to be in Trinidad, my homeland, right? Well, crazy. Everything that I knew about the market, this project, Nikon is the name, the project is really what it's about. Right. Everything about that project is exactly what I was looking for. because I needed to change my entire life. I was tired of working, tired of consulting, and I wanted to own. I was looking for residual income. However, you could never find, you don't get a new, you don't start an energy business. It exists. You don't start an energy company, you buy one. I mean, so it was fascinating to see it. And then for it to be available, and then to be able to get it. And then to get it, to have certain, to make it commercial, you have to have supplies and off-takes, and you have to have utility agreements. I mean, it's kind of crazy. So what really did that at the end of the day is just bringing everything that I've learned in the energy space, working for U.S. Department of Energy, to see the fact that gas to liquid is going to be a future. And I knew that because I helped forge policy in the United States, which is called the 1990 Department of Justice EIA policy, when they started CTL, which was coal to liquids. And coming out of CTL, if it was able to make it, no one was able to do it, then the U.S. Department of Defense would buy all your products. So I was like, hey, I know what to do with that. So I was looking to supply Department of Defense. And then it went from CTL to GTL, which was gas to liquids, and that's where I came in. And then it went to XTL, anything to liquids. And then now you have emissions to liquids. And really what I've become is in a unique space that the captains of the industry have not been able to be successful in. And really how did I become successful in it that others couldn't become successful? That's really called a trailblazer, is that I ended up seeing what they couldn't see. And what really that was is that I didn't actually own any technology, but I had to bring all the various technologies together to work. And I had to work with the hardest group of people called engineers. And these engineers work in silos. And the fact that that was the problem, I was also the solution. And trying to get them to drop that ironclad curtain and to all sign NDAs and to create what I call collective responsibility to one goal. Really, I put the management to technology. The technology existed. And because, and so bringing that together, they were able to create a synergy in an environment to work because I wasn't a threat to them. I was the manager putting it together, and I get to own all of the NDAs. And coming out of that, I now have the cleanest energy with 81 patents.
Wow. Congratulations, sir. I hope you guys are inspired by that. You could clap. I heard someone clapping. Are you the daughter? Oh, that's why you were clapping. You are the inspiration. Thank you as well. Okay, guys, so now we have the Marcus Garvey Lifetime Achievement Award. This honoree has been making music for 50 years. With songs that were the anthems of the 80s, his group is viewed as one of Jamaica's musical dynasties, Black Uhuru. Okay, so let me tell you a quick story. I didn't know this group, I'm sorry. So I called my mom today to try to get some help to pronounce it, and she said, call daddy. So I called my dad, and he was like, yeah, that's a big-time group from the 80s. So today, this 80s baby has learned about a big-time 80s group from the land of my birth. The Marcus Garvey Lifetime Award for Outstanding Contributions to Reggae Music will be made by Gloria Davies Simpson, a representative of the Jamaican Embassy.
Bicycle sprocket. The only time I feel all right is when I'm into smoking weed. Eases all the pain inside and level out my thinking. It's a long, long way from Jamaica to here. It's a long, long way from Jamaica to here. Yes, Ducky Simpson, a.k.a. Black Uhuru, a.k.a. Gongangule, a.k.a. the 9-star General. I'm so blessed to be here. When I got the call, I was wondering, how do I fit in with all these professors and CEO and scientists and doctors and doctorates? Then I remember, but you're the 9-star General. I have achieved a couple of awards over the year. I am the first Grammy winner, plus I've been nominated 8 times. Key to the city of Las Vegas, first reggae artist to do a Broadway musical. Martin International Lifetime Achievement, and this is my 2nd time in Washington. In '94, I was awarded the Award of Excellence, and now I am being awarded with the Marcus Garvey Award, you know. Yeah, man. I was a bit tense because this crowd is not really my crowd, you know. I was wondering what I'm doing here. And if you can see, I am the only guy here in a shirt. You know, but everything is great. You know, Jah Rastafari, I say. Yeah, man.
This is such an honor, but when you think about the young Derek Simpson growing up in Jamaica, who today we have many young Derek Simpsons, what is a message that you would want to share with that young Derek Simpson?
To tell you the truth, I'm not really a role model, you know, like to check out. If I tell you what I used to do in my days, you know, it's not good for me to be telling young kids to follow my footstep. Because all I did was smoke ganja and pray Selassie, you know, out of school from I was 10 and a half. Mother died at 11. Only see my father 3 times, but I love him still, you know. And thing, my father wasn't there, but he's still my idol. Yeah. He was there from up to about 7. Then the next time I saw him, I was 18. And the next time I saw him, I was like 32. And he's still my hero. You know?
Yeah, and he's probably really proud of you too.
Yeah.
But how does someone get to where you're at?
I developed my skill from the radio, you know. I knows all them American songs, Drifters, Manhattan, you know, study them, and it came from there. Then I met Wailing Soul and Bob Marley, and then I started to develop my craft, you know. Yeah.
So develop your craft, that commitment to excellence, that commitment to continually developing self. Even as you said, it's 2022, but music don't stop.
Well, the only thing I do is sing, you know.
Yeah.
I'll be considered a person who's very lazy.
Okay.
Because that's the only thing I can do. I can't even make a cup of tea. You know, the only thing I can do is sing. You know? And that's where it take me to this journey and thing, you know? Yeah, man.
Big up Black Horror in the building. Big up all our artists. What is life? Life is a spell. What is life? No one can tell. What is life? I try to see. What is life? It's looking big.
Thank you for joining us today for the 29th Annual Caribbean American Heritage Awards. On behalf of all of us at ICS and Carib Nation Television, I am Monique McSween. See you next year.